Alright guys, I'm here with Stephano, who just was able to get through the up and downs at the GSL, so you're now in Codes again. Congratulations at first.
Thank you.
And well, you tweeted earlier that apparently you played in the worst condition ever. Why is that? What happened?
Maybe not ever, I was just a bit mad at the point when I tweeted that, but basically I woke up 2 hours before my match starts. It was like 8:30, and I went to the coach and told him when Juani was coming, my manager, to get me to the place. He said 50 minutes, 50 minutes, so I understood 50 minutes, but he meant 15 minutes, but he showed this, like with his hands. So I went to shower with music and stayed in the shower for like 20 minutes. I didn't do anything, like I was just under the water waiting, like waking up and stuff. And then he knocked at the door and says, "We have to go now." Like I am still in the shower and I have to go. I had like the shampoo and stuff on my hairs, so I couldn't like brush my teeth, do my hairs or anything. I just went out with wet hairs. Like... Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. That's it.
So does something like this consider you shaving your head, because then it's going to be a little bit faster?
I think I would play worse without my hairs. It's part of my strength.
If you ever reconsider, let me know. I can help you with that. I have a lot of experience.
I know you're good at this.
Okay. How did the games go? I mean, you lost to Marine King. Did you expect that he would go for such an aggressive strategy? I mean, you basically ran right into his Marauder Hellion army.
Well, when I play Marine King, it's either he goes totally, like, not all-in, but very, very aggressive with a all-in opening, like Command Center first or something. Or he goes full macro, like 3 Command Center, and then he makes unit. So it was a bet going all-in, trying to like blind counter him. It didn't work because he went all-in too, so... Or it didn't want all-in, but like timing attack.
Did you think that you, after this attack, that you still had a chance to win the game? One thing that we realized when you played was you never built a macro hash and you were always short on lava. You had a lot of minerals. Do you think if you would have had more lava that you would have had a chance, or do you think you were so far behind that it was just basically...
I think the issue wasn't the lava, it was just my injects, because it was like bad condition, as I said. I wasn't ready for the game, I just arrived. I couldn't do the options because everything was Korean and stuff.
Oh really?
The options changed since Hot Swarm. So it's very complicated. I didn't have enough time, I couldn't like try it in game.
Okay, so I didn't even know that it affected that as well. Could you do it for the second game then?
The second game I had the English game, they changed the game.
Okay. Good.
It wasn't installed, so they gave me enough time to install it and play with English.
Okay, yeah, you looked a lot better when you played against the Protoss players, so we were a little bit wondering why exactly that was. Talking about Protoss, you lost actually against Flying, the last Protoss in Code A. Why did that happen? I mean, you lost once against the DTs, and then the third game I feel that your opponent actually played really, really well. You didn't really know who he was.
Absolutely not, no.
So, you don't prepare for an opponent, like you don't watch EODs to prepare for his strategies?
I don't like to do such a thing because mainly in a tournament like GSL, people will tend to not do what they usually do. They will try to surprise the opponent and get him off guard. So I try not to look VODs because VODs is like his basic play, what he will always do. And in a tournament, you just have, I think, to prepare your own strategies. Maybe have an idea of what the opponent's capable or what his playstyle is, aggressive, defensive, macro or something. And that's all you need to know, in my opinion.
So you rather try to force your own play onto your opponent and not react to what he does. Yeah, against Flying, I mean, it didn't really work out, but you're not in Code S anyways. You've been in Korea for quite some time now, so how do you like in general? Now, besides the fact that it's been really, really cold the entire time that you've been here.
Let's say, as you said, the weather is very depressing. I think...
It's getting better now.
2 months in Korea, I saw the sun maybe 3 or 4 days, which is very bad.
I can promise you it's gonna get better in like a few
I know,
weeks.
but I won't be there. Like I come from Africa, I love having sun and stuff, and I miss it. I miss also speaking a bit French. It's very hard for me to speak English. I don't really like to speak English. Or in the house you only hear Korean and keyboard sounds, so it's like a maybe infernal mood. Like when you sleep, you always have like keyboard sounds, and when you awaken, you always hear Korean people speaking, which is like not disturbing, but it's not like enjoyable, let's say.
Do you speak a lot with Thorzen? I mean, did that help having another foreigner there, or do you think it didn't really make a difference for the atmosphere for you personally in the house?
I think if Total wasn't here, I would start to like cut my own veins or something. Because it would have been very bad, very, very bad. Luckily he was here and I had someone to interact with a bit. So thanks you.
So is the English of the Koreans just so bad, or is it just like their English is not as good that they would speak it when they are talking amongst themselves, and that affects you because you hear Korean the entire time?
I think the English is fairly bad, yes, but they can use it more. I think they're a bit ashamed of their level in English, and so it makes like a mental block, and they can't make the effort to speak English. And it's like a vicious circle because they don't speak English, so they don't get better and then keep not speaking English.
That's actually a point that a lot of foreigners mentioned when you talk to them about Korea, that when they stay at the pro house, that they don't speak English a lot, and it's a little bit of an alienation process after a time. Even when the Koreans are really, really nice, it's just difficult if you don't speak your own language the entire time. I mean, for us it's a little bit similar. I usually don't speak German here, you don't speak French, so the only language that we can speak is basically like English, and sometimes even that gets a little bit weird. So you're now going to IEM, and the schedule for GSL was actually changed so that you and Yonghwa could play in the Up&Downs. Yonghwa unfortunately had to forfeit. I don't know why exactly, maybe he got like a bad plane, a bad flight, I don't know. But does it really affect, how much does it affect you, like having these tournaments or these appearances in offline situations like so close to each other?
I don't really mind. I like when I have like a busy schedule. I don't like to like...
Oh, you like that?
I like that. I don't like to stay like in a house like I did right now, 2 months, and basically in the tournament. Like I played maybe 4 or 5 days of... No, like 1 day, 2 days of GSL, and like 7 days of Pro League. That was it on 2 months, and I don't think it's enough for me. I like to like keep traveling, keep doing tournament after tournament, and then I feel like I get even better by doing this kind of schedule than staying in Korea and practicing every day all day long.
Do you have a problem with jet lag? I mean, does it affect you?
In the beginning it was very, very hard, but I managed to like stay awakened long enough to sleep at the correct time, or like force myself to sleep in the plane and stuff. Like I know how to regulate it to get in the perfect time when I arrive.
Yeah. I'm pretty much the same. Like I don't really have a problem with jet lag, but when you talk to players, a lot of them are really affected by it, and I can certainly see that affects your performance. But if you're able to deal with it by now, that will definitely going to help you quite a bit.
Yeah.
So going back to Europe, is that something where you're like really happy that you will now be able to speak to probably French to a lot of people? I mean, IEM is pretty close, so.
Let's say it's freedom again. I can do whatever I want, where I want, how I want. In Korea I was a bit stuck because I don't know the city, I don't speak the language, so I can't really do what I want to do. It's very hard to move in Seoul alone, I mean. And in Europe it will be easier to go wherever I want to go and get whatever I want to get.
Do you have like plans of coming back to Korea for like a long time?
No. Ever.
No?
I don't think.
Really?
This experience was very bad. Like I had 3 Korea trips so far. The first one was okay, the second one got a bit worse, the third one, which is this one, is the worst ever.
Any specific reasons, or just like in general the weather? As you said, you don't really like it when it's like the weather in Seoul is like really bad these days. So we had like minus 18 degrees like 3 weeks ago, and as you already said, there's not a lot of sunshine. That starts happening now in spring, but in the winter it can get a little bit depressing. You said that affects you. So was that the main reason, like the surrounding in general, or what was different compared to your stays before?
Let's say this time it's the longest time I've spent in Korea, 2 months in a row, without any travel. Like, in the beginning I planned to go to IEM in Katowice in the 15th, so I know like I will go back to Europe at some point. I won't stay like 2 full months in Korea. But sadly I had to cancel that, and it made me stay 2 months in a row in Korea, which is, like I said,
I know what
horrible.
you mean. I know what you mean. Like when I stay here for like a long time, for like 4 months, I'm always happy when I go to an event just for a weekend, for a week, so that you have like just like a bit of a fresh start. You get like a change of scenery, and then you come back and things are fine again. But I can certainly see what you're talking about. So right now, when does your plane leave today? I mean, you have Pro League later on?
I go to Pro League right now. Like I have lunch and I go to Pro League. I'm first match in Pro League, so I have to hurry up a bit. And I fly tomorrow morning straight to what city is it? Hanover, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hanover. That's it.
Okay, so pretty cool. So you're now probably like also really hungry, and you mentioned it earlier. You came here right away, didn't even eat anything.
Nothing.
I can offer you an orange later on if you want that.
Thank you.
But,
I would love to. That's splendid.
well, I think we'll cut it short so that you can get some food. Thank you very much for having this short
Thank
video
you.
with me,
Anytime.
and good luck for your Pro League match and also for IM.